Welcome, fellow adventurers. I'm Michael K. Hovermail, your host for Graph Paper Architect, and in this episode, I get to share with you one of my most favorite tools for design. Let me grab it here. Mind mapping. Oh, the green screen likes that blue. That's a pretty blue. This is the Mind Map book, and it talks about how to use your mind and radiant thinking to maximize your brain's untapped potential. This is by Tony Buzan and Barry Buzan, and you can find it on Amazon, used bookstores all over the place. It was published quite some time ago. So, how many of you are wondering, what's a mind map? What is it? Well, to give you some examples. There's a beautiful picture of one, using some nice artwork to describe what's going on. Let's see here. We'll grab another one in here. I like this one here. Here's a nice simple one. Very simple. You can kind of get a picture of that here. So, mind mapping. Very easy to do. Wonderful, wonderful tool for you to be able to reach inside your mind's hidden potential and bring out all the beautiful, wonderful things that you can think of. Mind mapping is great because what it does is it helps connect both hemispheres of your brain. Your left side, your right side. Left side usually for more analytical things, right side usually more for artistic things. And when you draw the mind map, you're extracting the specific information, then drawing out how does that information connect, and then what connects to that information out there. We'll go ahead and just do one real quick with you. It's really simple and easy. The mind maps featured in the book are beautiful, very artistic. But what do we really need in order to get one done is a piece of paper, maybe some graph paper, and something to write with. So we're going to do this right now. Just draw a circle. Circle. Or maybe a square, triangle. Doesn't matter. It's your mind map. It can be anything that you want. Write down the topic that you're interested in, what it is that you want to do. We're going to do a game. And you just go ahead and start into it. Start drawing out some. Where does it go? What is it going to be? Is it a tabletop? Is it a video game? Let's try that. Easy. Right there. See? Not trying to be Picasso. Don't need to worry about it. Turn that inner editor in your head off and just go ahead and grab from there. Then when you start branching out, tabletop game, let's see, what could it be? Maybe it's an RPG. After RPG, maybe it's sci-fi or fantasy. Okay, just simple. Grab it in there and just start building. You immediately start pulling from your mind the answers to the question. And the question is what? If I could, how would I? Remember that. Those are magic words. So if you could, how would you? Draw a mind map. Simple. Go for it. Doesn't matter. Then you can add colors and shapes and whatever you want to put in there. You could make it like a grid. You could have a list. Some people really like lists. List something out. Then draw something from that list. Make yourself tap into that right side of your brain and get a little artistic with it. Draw the line, and even if it's just a line to another list, that's fine. Keep going and keep going. Eventually, it will branch out. It will nebula out into a wonderful design, and you're going to be getting answers to questions you may not even know that you had. When you start getting out on branches and you're talking about, it's a game, it's going to be an RPG, it's going to be in a fantasy setting. What kind of fantasy setting? Is it going to be in the future, in the past? Is it going to then tap into any kind of actual historical references, or just be complete fantasy with fairies and dragons all over the place and have nothing to do with reality whatsoever? People float upside down. Mind mapping is a fantastic, wonderful tool. It can get you out of a jam, it can start you down a path, and it's not just for game designs or videos or whatever it is that you want to do. Mind mapping is another one of those fantastic tools that you can use for anything in your life. Let's say that you're planning a party and you're thinking, gosh, what am I going to do for this party? Write down party, branch off of it. What have you got? And whatever comes to mind, balloons, streamers, cake, presents, just go for it. Go for it. And Remember, it's your mind map. You don't have to share it. You don't have to let anybody look at it. Doesn't have to be Picasso. Certainly, mine is not when I start. So do not let that inner editor bother you and make you think, oh, this is that, or you have to do this way or that way. Just go. Just begin that process. It will be the small rocks at the top of a mountain that will start an avalanche. And remember, while you're out there mind mapping, if you get stuck out on a limb somewhere, that you have the power of the 5 W's to help you out. Who, what, when, where, and why. Start asking those questions of any of your elements, and you will soon find yourself branching off into new areas of your mind map where you can explore your creativity. In the future, we're going to have an Into the Labyrinth special, which will feature how to tie in your 5 W's, mind mapping, storyboarding, script writing, and several other tools that you can use for your world building, design, or just about anything else in your life. Thank you for spending some time with me today to talk about mind mapping. If you found any value in this video, please like, subscribe, share it with someone who's important to you, and as always, until next time, friends, good journey. While you're mind mapping, you start to get out on a limb, remember the power of the 5 W's. Who, what, when, where, why. Those are questions that you can ask any of the elements in your mind map and immediately begin to get an mind mapping your mind, taking your brain and putting it on paper so you can then see it back through your eyeballs. That's not